Welcome to the Inside Scoop with Joann and Kelly. Now consider this short chat a friendly Friday bonus where they will share the inside scoop on some of their favorite things in the creative world. From fashion, travel, art, and product recommendations. Inquiring minds get ready because Joann and Kelly are happy to share.
Thanks for tuning into the Inside Scoop. Today we are talking about antique markets that you should know about. So, if you followed us for a while, you know that we can be found very often traipsing through the dusty aisles of an antique market looking for that special vintage item to be the perfect companion to a more modern element in a space. So, we really feel strongly that designs without history and without a story are not really that worthwhile. So we thought that we would kind of chat today about quickly tell you some of our favorite antique markets, and then maybe that'll entice you to go look around your city, your state for ones that are close to you.
Or travel to one. I know a lot of people, the first one we're going to talk about is Scott's Antique Market, which is here in Atlanta. It's near the airport.
Yep.
And it is the third weekend of every month? Second weekend of every month.
Yep.
And we try to go every time.
Yep.
There are two big buildings. There's a tent that has some things, but it is a mixture of antiques, collectibles, art,
jewelry,
pillows,
clothes,
botanicals.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we find some great clothes there.
We have been going there for, like, when I think about my house and like everything that's in my house, we've been going for so long. It's the Scott Antique Market in Atlanta is one of, I think it's the largest indoor antique market in the world.
It is
quite
3,500 booths.
Yes, of exhibitors.
Yes.
Yeah.
The entry is $5 to get into it. And so it runs Thursday, I think Thursday
at like noon or 1.
Noon or 1, because they're still kind of setting up through Sunday. And we've gotten to be friends with the dealers. It's fun to go at Christmas time because they have really cool stuff. It's just a great place to walk around for inspiration, see friends, buy cool stuff.
So Scott Antique Market has a north building and a south building. They're both huge. They're these huge like exhibition halls, but they're permanently the markets. And they're both a little different. Like, I personally kind of like the south building a little better. I think the north building is more of true antiques and sterling silver, gold jewelry. South side still has antiques, but it has a little bit more art and it has
some newer stuff.
And we go a lot for accessories and stuff when we're styling jobs. They've got some really cool vendors there. There's a particular vendor that we love that has the most beautiful original art that she paints.
B-sides art.
The pillows are.
There's the teak guy.
Yeah.
When you first walk into
to the right,
and he sells beautiful teak that he goes to get. He goes, all over to get
mostly from
Thailand. And so you just kind of get to know some of them, and then there'll be a new person here or there. But I know we have a good friend who has a design business in Boston, and she comes to Scott's with a big truck and buys for her store there. I mean, there's so many unique things that I think
it's technically wholesale pricing, or, I often see things that in retail stores that I know were purchased at Scott's, and they're like double the price. So
you just have to be careful. You have to know
you got to know what you're looking for.
But the African beads, there's a guy that sells so many of those, and there's just some of our staples, that we just go and keep in our storage, and always looking to find new things. I did end up with a beautiful bauble.
Oh,
1 year.
Yes. That was fun.
Yeah, that was really fun. There was a lady.
It was a diamond and sapphire ring that she got. It was amazing price.
Yes. Yeah, and it's like I got it at Scott's. So anyway.
Yeah, really good.
Yes.
So that's just one.
Yeah.
There's many. I mean, there's so many, but that's one that we frequent a lot.
If you're in the Southeast, it's worth a trip.
Yes.
To come there. It really is.
And a lot of custom made stuff. So you can go, like, we use Adams Furniture a lot for custom made farmhouse tables and things like that. So if you need a certain certain size sofa, certain size kitchen table. They're all about that.
Yeah. So the other one is one that we had wanted to go to for years. And then finally, Sarah Eilers, who's a friend of ours who lives in Houston, invited us to go and said, I'll show you the ropes because it's huge.
Yes.
It's in between Houston and Austin.
Mm-hmm.
It is in Round Top, Texas, with a population of 90 people. But
truly unbelievable.
I
didn't know that. 90 people?
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
They have a sign that says it and they show it a lot.
Wow. Okay.
So it is, they do it in the spring and the fall and then in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
A show in the winter. And so
I think it's one of the quintessential antique markets.
It's the largest kind of its kind.
If you watch Joanna Gaines, it's where she, traipses through to get all her stuff.
Yeah. So it's crazy because it's on this Highway 237. I believe it's 11 miles and you just drive and there's barns. And
it's literally cow pastures. No lie.
And but the antiques there are really, really beautiful. English and French antiques.
Yes.
So
Sarah was shopping for some very particular English antiques for a high-end job she was working on, and she bought the most beautiful, beautiful things.
Yes. So there's Blue Hill, which is it's a sister venue. Then they open a little bit earlier. So this year, the main show runs from March 25th to the 30th.
Yeah.
But then Blue Hill opens March 16th to the 30th. So if you want to hit both of them, you need to go after the 25th.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to go early, tickets are $25 for early entry that you go on the opening day from 9 to 1. So you get in there before everybody else, which is just $25.
Yeah.
But general admission, $10.
Yeah.
So one ticket is good for all the days of the show. Now, limited lodging because it's such a small town and the hotels sell out fast, but we stayed in an amazing Airbnb.
Oh, it was so fun. We had 7 girls and it was huge, and it was out on just, of course, in the middle of a cow pasture.
Yeah.
But we would come home at night exhausted, and we would, there was all these Brahma bulls and literally the biggest bull, cattle you've ever seen in your whole life. I'd never seen one. And the horses that would come up to the fence, and we would feed them apples and then go sit back down and drink our wine. And I had the best time.
It was so Texas. It was so Texas.
Yeah.
Which, they also sell same thing. We got some great clothes there.
Yeah.
Cowboy hats. I got a pair of cowboy boots.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can see this.
But you bought that there. I
bought this there. What's so interesting is we walked up to the counter and they had a lot of really beautiful vintage pieces. Turns out these people, and there's a lot of people that do both shows. These people were out of Atlanta and showed at Scott Antique Market, but we never really noticed them or talked to them.
Mm-hmm.
So she told me the whole story of this piece. It's an actual nurse's badge, I think. So when back in the 40s, when you became a nurse, you got this buckle. It's a buckle, and you would put it on and wear it with your uniform, your white uniform. And so
if you're not watching on YouTube, this is a sterling silver and gold filigreed pendant that's as big as like a belt buckle.
Yeah.
It's on a necklace.
And it's so unique.
It's beautiful.
And whoever knew the story of these. That's why I love it too. I love you talk to the people there and they can tell you the story where they came from and what they were all about. So that's the part I love of it too.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to these places, you get to talk to some really interesting people.
Yeah.
The other great thing is they will ship anywhere.
Oh, yes.
They have, and they're very organized with it. If you want to bring something with you, they have porters. They'll take it to your car. So it's very well organized.
It is better priced if you buy a lot. I ended up just because I bought like a rug, and I'd bought these, a little rug, and I bought these wrought iron candlestick holders, and I bought some linen dresses. And so I ended up literally like going to like a Walmart nearby and buying an extra little duffel bag and throwing it all in there and checking it. But if it was too expensive to ship that. But if you're going for like some big pieces of furniture
and serious antiques, that's the place to go. It was just really so fun to walk around. A lot of the buildings are climate controlled. So, Texas is hot. And
we went in September.
Yes, we went in September.
I have never been so hot in my entire life. But you know what? We wore these like loose linen dresses and the sweat just poured. And that's what it was. And we still had a complete blast.
A luxurious lunch though.
We did.
I don't remember the name of the place, but there's some little bit of, high end in the,
Oh, yes.
in the rustic,
Yes. So those are just two that we have been to, but we really encourage you to look around and don't be afraid to travel if you don't have one in your town. It's such a fun girls' weekend,
Mhm.
and it just adds, if you're a designer, we always feel like these pieces are crucial to a
Yes.
very curated, interesting design. If you're not a designer, but you just love everything home, this is the way to just kind of get that grit and that yummy story and history,
And when
layered
you-
into your home.
And when you put that piece in your home or you wear it, you think about that trip.
Yeah.
And
that
that's
memory.
what I love about it. The
Yeah.
memories that come from that. So it's a
Good
really
stuff.
fun way to do it. And so that is the Inside Scoop.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for joining Joann and Kelly for this fun sidebar chat. We hope you learned a thing or two and will share with your friends. Listen to the Inside Scoop every other Friday and feel free to reach out to them anytime at kandrac-kole.com.